In this video, I'm here to deliver a speech revolving around one of William Shakespeare's most famous plays called Julius Caesar. First of all, what is the play Julius Caesar about? Well, first of all, the play is centered on the tragedies involving the main characters, Julius Caesar and his friend Brutus during the Roman ages. The lines of the play are spoken in blank verse, which is spoken by all the characters of the storyline. The setting of the play is during the aftermath of Caesar's triumph over Pompey and his sons, and returning back to Rome crowned as the ruler of Rome. Shakespeare aims to illustrate the flaws of the so-called hero of Rome, Caesar, by expressing them through literacy and dramatic techniques. These different techniques will create dramatic irony within the play. The literacy technique included in the play Julius Caesar is imagery, where in Act 2, Scene 1, Brutus ponders about why he is going to kill Caesar. The following lines are, "Would run to these and these extremities, and therefore think him as a serpent egg, which hatched, would as his kindness mischievous, and kill him in the shell." Shakespeare utilizes imagery in the quote by explaining how Brutus defines the evil ways of Caesar by comparing it to a serpent's egg. Shakespeare uses a snake as a comparison to symbolize Caesar's ambitions. He uses the concept of the egg hatching to express how Caesar's pride and arrogance would increase if his egg would hatch. Brutus becomes aware that Caesar has gone too far in increasing his glory and fame, and that he is considering Cassius's offer to kill him. Dramatic irony is created when the audience is aware that Brutus is being manipulated by Cassius's motives, and how Brutus is going to participate in the killing of Caesar. Moving on is another literacy technique used in Act 2, Scene 2, where personification and third-person pronunciation are used. The quote, "Caesar should be a beast without a heart. If he should stay at home today for fear, no, Caesar shall not. Danger knows full well that Caesar is more dangerous than he. We are two lions littered in one day, and I the elder and more terrible." Caesar continually pronounces himself in third person as he thinks himself superior over everyone else as he is the ruler of Rome. These lines are an example of his arrogance as he deludes himself into thinking he transcends fear and danger. The use of personification gives danger of human characteristics by Caesar, using the word no to strengthen his boastful pride. Despite this, the audience is aware of his arrogance and that will only lead towards his downfall as they know about the upcoming murder of Caesar. This is another example of how dramatic irony is produced. The audience becomes aware of his arrogance and begins to believe the justice of killing Caesar, since he becomes selfish and an egotist, only aiming to further his fame by any means. My last literacy technique for Julius Caesar is simile, where I have chosen a group of lines from Act 1, Scene 2, in the play spoken by Cassius. The lines from Cassius say, "Why man he doth outside the narrow world. Like a colossus and we petty men, walk under his huge legs and peep about, to find ourselves dishonorable graves." Basically, Cassius is comparing Caesar to a colossus, which indicates a giant towering over everyone else. Another interesting fact is the detail of how Cassius describes Caesar, by using the word petty men to refer to the people under his command, and colossus to describe Caesar. Cassius uses dishonorable graves to describe how he will lead Rome to ruin if people continue to follow Caesar. Once again, this creates dramatic irony because Cassius' opinion of Caesar plays a vital part in his murder. The stage directions in the play are pretty straightforward, with an introduction of each character in the beginning and towards the end of the scenes. In addition, background noises and characters exiting are listed below the characters' lines. The genre traits of Julius Caesar are a theme of tragedy and a mixture of emotions, such as anger, sadness, fear, and remorse. The destiny of the protagonist Brutus and the antagonist Caesar is a fateful and horrible encounter. Brutus partakes in the killing of the antagonist despite being his close friend, but thinks of the greater good for Rome. Caesar is overwhelmed by Brutus's act of betrayal and accepts his death, only to haunt him in the next scenes. In the end, Brutus feels regret by the murder of his friend and commits suicide by throwing himself on his own sword in the Battle of Philippi after his defeat by Antony's army. In conclusion, Julius Caesar is a tale of catastrophe and heartbreak of the two characters in the play, and Shakespeare uses these dramatic and literacy techniques to convey this towards the audience. With this, I finish my speech and take care.